Hey, it's Biddy Penny, and I'm here with an Alice in Wonderland set from Stamping Bella. Now, it's an older release. I think it came out last year, and I bought it right away. I fell in love with it. Now, they are sold individually, each character, and then they come with like a sentiment or a small icon, and I'm kind of flipping through the ones that I have. There are more, but this is what I have. And I got the sentiments. I'm going to use some of these, and I'm also going to use some of these printables that I had purchased off Etsy as well. I'm using them for my background papers and embellishments. So I have worked with these before and created these cards, and a friend of mine really wants them, and I'm going to give them to her. So I wanted to create another set for myself. So here are all of my materials from the first time I worked with them, and I'm just going to pick some of these out, and I'm going to case my own cards. And so follow along with me. I'm going to break out my Prismacolor. These are water soluble colored mark crayons, and I love them. So if you've been watching my videos, you know I like to watercolor. This is another version of that I really like to do, and doing it on this craft cardstock saves me some time because I don't have to worry about like flesh tone or anything like that. So I'm not going to color up all of my characters on camera for you today. I'm just going to do a bit of the Mad Hatter, and because the process is pretty simple. You know, you just lay down the color with a pencil, and then when you go back over it, like I'm doing here with my water brush, the most important thing is that you clean your brush between colors, right? You can do all your colors at one time, like all your light blue, all your orange, all your green, but you want to clean before you move to your next color. So I think it's amazing how vivid these are on craft cardstock. This craft cardstock is from Michael's, the Recollections collection. And so it's a really basic cardstock, and it performs remarkably well. Even with a little bit of water, I wouldn't saturate it, but it does fine with the amount of water that I use in these water brushes. So I'm just coloring all this in, and I just love the results. So if you haven't tried it before, you might. I got this set of Prismacolors, I remember off Amazon, I believe, for a really affordable price if you're in the market and looking for a coloring medium like this. Alright, so I'm going to put all that stuff away, and here is some fussy cutting. Now I actually left this in, and mainly because I wanted to show you kind of my trick for cutting out that handle, which isn't anything new, but maybe it's new to you, or I'll just remind you of how to tackle areas like that. So you probably already know to turn your paper, not your scissors, and so that's what I'm doing here. I don't mind fussy cutting out big images like this, but small tedious ones do get a little old. So when I'm dealing with digitals, you know, you don't have to fussy cut digitals depending on the design. Something like this, my brother Scan and Cut would cut out just fine. So I left this in so you could see, like, using the hole punch is a great way to get into these small areas. And so that's done, and I'm going to lay this down on a background just like I did the first time. Again, I'm completely casing my own designs and keeping it simple. I'm not doing anything extra or new in this video, but it's all new to you, right? So this is going to go pretty easy. I'm going to glue a lot of it down and just pop some of it up, and it'll be done. So I did have to cut off his legs, and he screamed a little, but it wasn't too loud. And I'm not going to worry you or, overload y'all with fussy cutting, but I had to fussy cut out that bow, which again is a printable, and one of my favorite printables that I've ever purchased and used. I use those bows all the time. So here I am, I glued down the teapot. I'm popping up the Mad Hatter. And then I'll pop the bow up with foam tape only on the sides to where, it's not on top of the Mad Hatter once I get the orientation correct. Again, this is the foam tape from the Dollar Tree, and it's fabulous. So yeah, these cards are really actually pretty simple, but I think the results are stunning. I know that when my friend saw them, she's like, I have to have them. And I was like, I just made them. I don't even have pictures of them. Let me work on that. So now I'm doing some ink blending on this printable. I just really like how it amps up a printable and really changes the overall look. So I did some ink blending, and then I'm going to glue down Alice. She's an oddball, Alice. She's wonderful. I love her square face. It's so funny. I've always seen the oddball characters from Stamping Bella, but I actually never purchased them until this particular collection came out, and then I couldn't resist, and I needed most of the characters. So that's a really fun paper there, and that was a printable as well. And that's the end of that ATG roll of tape I'll have to replace. I think I was looking here just to see if there was anything else I did want to embellish this with, and I decided it was fine. I really just like it the way it is. Moving on to that wild little rabbit, and I'm going to ink blend again. This is a printable that I had sized to fit 4 to a page, and I'm just going to ink blend around it, and then I believe I glue down, the rabbit, and then I decided to emphasize the clock, and so I fussy cut it a little bit because I still wanted it to look like his hand was holding it the way it is stamped in the image. But I wanted that dimension. I really wanted it to stand out. So I just cut around it a little bit, and then I popped it up with some foam tape. And I kept trying to add the Cheshire Cat and a few other elements into these cards, but I wasn't in a place to be committed with it, so they end up not staying. I did add a little mushroom, but that was on the other card as well. So the thing that would be different about this one is the orientation. So there's my background, which I did cut down the two sides to where it fits better, and the print is a little better. So these are pretty flat cards. There's not a ton of dimension on them, but visually I think they're pretty striking, and I love that. So now I've got all my fronts done, and I need to work on the inside. And the inside, what I did is I just did a really simple ink blending on the bottom 1/3 of the paper, and then I went in and stamped the sentiments. Some of the sentiments are from the sentiment set, and then others are sentiments that came with the characters. So I realized after stamping that one that this was going to be a vertical orientation, but I really like the way it came out. Like, I would have never thought to stamp the sentiment sideways like that, but I love it. And so for all the insides, I'm bringing in the characters that match the front of the card, and I'm just stamping them in a light gray ink so that you could still write easily whatever kind of sentiment or note you would want to put in these cards, but it just helps tie them in to the front of the card. And then of course I picked sentiments that seem to go with the characters, and I really like the way these turned out. So this is my Alice version. And then I think I left the wild rabbit in here. So leave me some comments below. What are some of your favorite storybook characters? I know this one is just pretty irresistible. It's so much fun, you know, I think for people who are illustrating and card making. And so I know for me it was irresistible to have this in my collection. So let me know which ones are your favorites if you like the cards that I made today. I'm going to do a quick flip through here again of the ones that I have. Now I got all of these from the Not Too Shabby shop, and Jamie might still have some of them. She has a pretty huge collection of Stamping Bella. So here's some close-ups of my before and afters, I guess, if you will, the cards I made, the original, and then the ones we made here together, and a quick flip through of the insides as well. I just love the way these turned out. I'm gonna have to make more. I stamped out all my characters and used my brother's scan and cut, so I have like a million little pieces. It's just a matter of coloring and assembling everything. But they really are precious. So here is something we didn't make together in this video, but I wanted to show you. And this one as well. Oh, I just love this one. And that one I kind of did a little bit of fussy cutting, and then I'm gonna pop these tickets in these. So I have a ticket for each of these characters. These are, again, digital printables that I found on Etsy, and I'm going to put all of the Alice ones and the Alice cards, and this one here, and this one with the Mad Hatter. And so I just thought it would be kind of a fun extra to include with the cards to have a ticket to the tea party. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave me some comments below. Have a great day.